Right, we'll look at these four swings now, okay? So in terms of yours then, Jess, we'll start with yours. This is the one in the middle here now is kind of your before. Posture was a little bit kind of upright and a bit close to the golf ball, a little bit sort of hunched there, okay? And then the main movement now is the movement of your right elbow. We'll kind of sort of pop back, or the sort of slot machine movement we said. As you swing back there now with the golf club, you're sort of shuffling around to try and find the distance, okay? As you go back, the right elbow kind of pulls back here. You're not really turning your torso, you're just taking your arms and moving your elbow in this fashion, okay? Which kind of splays your elbows out, okay? It means the club now is going to be higher, because if I set my elbows and just do this, the club rises up. So reaching the ground becomes very difficult. When you then came back to the golf ball, then you were sort of swiping across the top of the ball there and just swiping daylight, okay? You can see your elbows here now very bent as you're coming into impact because of that elbow movement, and you just couldn't reach the ground, okay? So if we compare that backswing to where you got to there compared to this one, okay, a much better posture in terms of spine angle. I said, getting over the ball there, getting that club shaft and spine angle towards a 90 degrees. Where you are there is absolutely perfect, okay? As we go back now, look at your backswing there. So the right elbow now is down, the club now is up over your right shoulder. You've maybe risen up a smidgen with the spine angle, okay? Ideally, we want to try and maintain that angle as best we can. Otherwise, if you start to, you can't see the golf ball because your shoulder's in the way, but you're getting your arms to swing up because that elbow is down. Like I say, from there now, there's a little bit of a drop, but you're able to find the ground more successfully. Ball striking the screen there, and the ball then sailing away. You can see sort of the purple line there's above the top of your head. So about sort of 60 or 70 yards there, sailing down the fairway there quite comfortably. And in time, we obviously get a bit more movement from that right foot, okay? But the moment now, I think a lot of people, when they first start playing golf, they want to sort of stay a bit more grounded. If you miss it a shot in the past, sometimes you've sort of lost a bit of balance. So keeping your feet on the ground and sort of staying planted is going to be fine. But I'd rather see you doing this than maybe trying to do too much leg work and your knees start going all over the place. So at the moment now, the only real focus, like I say, is on what that right elbow's doing here. As I said, rather than this sort of slot machine movement, it's more of a kind of a bicep curl there, yeah? So your arms are doing this lifting as your torso does the twisting, yeah? So the movement you can practice there, as we said, up against that wall there with the wall to your right side, just stand there, just lift the club straight up. Your arm's going to have to do this. Now, if it does this, either your elbow's the wall or the club's going to hit the wall, yeah? So that'll just give you a feeling of how that club's going to work there in terms of that motion. And in terms of yours then, Ben, we've had posture. If we go back to yours there, you can see on this left-hand one at the bottom, a long way over the goal, so just tipping down there, head down, just a long way from where that ball needs to be. Hang on, come here, there you go. There we go. So yeah, I think you maybe shot back a bit further there. Okay, so yeah, a lot of gap between your hands and your legs, your spine angle just way over the golf ball there. Just putting a lot of stress on your back, which is going to be no good from a long-term perspective, okay? It makes it very hard for you to reach the golf ball. And because you couldn't reach the golf ball consistently, you have to almost try and throw the club at it. When you threw it well, it was a good shot. But when you didn't, it was a really, really bad shot. Yeah. What you'll find is, in comparison to the setup here now, being a lot more kind of natural in terms of your shoulders, arms, elbows, hands, and over the toes there, your balance now is a lot more in the middle of your feet. So you're able to rotate a lot more effectively up the top of the backswing and swing through. Like I say, in time, this will move more when you feel comfortable that you can move more, yeah? At the moment now, I wouldn't worry about it. Sometimes maybe sort of look long-term going forward there, but you've been a bit of practice. Once you feel that your balance point now sort of between the middle of your feet, they're not too much on your toes as it was. When you're here now, I can start moving a bit more that way. We're looser in the grip. And as I was saying to Jess, actually, when you're in some shots over there, if you're stretching for the golf ball that far, it's going to put some tension in the back of your shoulder blades. I think I just said I just moved the golf club this way, but it puts a lot of tension down the back of the collarbone up here and the shoulders and your back. So trying to move now is going to be very difficult, yeah? So if you've already got tension in your grip and you're tense because you're setting up too far from the ball, you can't really move. So now you've got to try and sort of add movements by bending arms in the wrong way, leaning and tilting and other things to try and come back to the golf ball. And from a consistency standpoint, you're going to be a lot better when you're over the golf ball here now. Okay, so you see your right elbow's working nicely there, hinging up, and you've got kind of your bicep movement there. It doesn't pull it too far this way, so that's a good spot for you. So you don't have to worry about it too much for you. What's then about Jess this week, okay? But as you come back to the golf ball here now, you get spine angle can maintain there, just unwind your body. Very good movement. Strike of the golf ball's nice. At the same time, that right side will eventually start kind of twisting more around this way.
Yeah.
Once you get comfortable that you're in a more balanced position. I think some of the shots you had, you just lost a bit of balance, almost your toes gripping on the ground to try and sort of keep yourself from toppling forward, okay? Once you sort of readjust your balance point, you'll feel more comfortable moving there, okay? But I wouldn't worry about that at the moment yet. Just focus on that setup, being a bit looser in that grip position, and then your body can kind of function more effectively. So, does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Any questions on what we've just been through with this lesson? I'll send this video through to you both. Well, I'll send this one video through to you guys anyway. So as a reminder for yourself, so when you go on the range and practice, at least you know what to sort of try and focus on. But to summarise in terms of yours, Jeff, I say a little bit further from the ball, okay? And a little bit more tilt.
Yeah.
And then your right arm's kind of doing this a little bit more.
Yeah.
From your point of view there, Ben, not quite so far from the ball, the opposite, okay? Getting a little bit closer and taller, looser in the grip there, and then that's going to make your body able to rotate more effectively because you're not stretching and having to worry about your balance. So,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Happy days. Good stuff.